Welcome back to Just for Clicks podcast. This is Forrest Whaley, and with me this week, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Alyssa.
Hello.
And my good friend, Maricruz.
What's up?
So we got a lot of stuff to cover this week, so we're going to get right into it. First up, we got the news. So you guys know every week, I go on Twitter, and I just click on the trending tab, and I see what's going on. It's very random. You never know what you're going to get. It's kind of like a
mystery box.
A mystery box of stories. All right, so looks like we got some sports stuff. I don't care about any of that.
I mean, I do, but...
What sports do you care about?
I like football. I like the Steelers. They played the Houston today, and they won.
You like the Steelers?
I love the Steelers. Well,
are they your team?
They're my team, yes. I had, me and my dad, we used to watch football teams, so, I feel like I was his boy, because he had only girls.
Yeah.
So, we had that bonding, and he liked Cowboys.
Totally. Yeah, I love the Cowboys, because I watched that with my dad.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I like anything football related. Football's my favorite sport.
Football is my favorite sport, too. I feel like maybe early 2000s when you could still get all that gruesome hits and shit. That was, oh my god, can we cuss?
What's that?
Can we cuss?
Oh yeah, we can curse.
Oh okay,
yeah,
cool.
We can swear it up.
I'd be fucking dropping a lot of bad words up in here, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get edited out or not. But who gives a fuck?
No, you're totally cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So. That's somewhat interesting. So you said that your team won, the Steelers?
Yes, they won against the Houstons. Really excited about that. Woo!
How are they doing?
I can't complain. You know, they're not the powerful trio when it was Ben, Troy Polamalu, and Hines Wards, but we're getting there. I have faith this year, you know?
Good. Good. I haven't been following it all, but I plan to call my dad soon and get the update, because I'm sure he's been following it.
I can't wait to see it.
Have you watched any of the games?
I haven't, because every time I do, I you know what, I'm lying, I don't have cable.
Yeah.
Everything's online.
It's expensive.
So I don't need, it's useless now. I feel like everything's online. You can watch everything online.
He's watched kind of the highlights and the clips.
The highlights,
and stuff.
the clips, and what I missed, the stats, and all that stuff.
Have you noticed they've been putting in fake crowd noise?
Yes, because there's nobody in the crowd. They're using the little things. I mean, with this whole corona.
It's just a laugh track.
I can't even get into this corona because it's my conspiracy side is gonna come out and
that's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother we'll be here for days.
Literally. Yeah.
But I mean, football is. I mean, sports have always been fascinating to me. I feel like people just putting it their all. You know,
yeah, it's cool.
Hard.
Yeah, I like seeing athletes perform at the top of their game. It's pretty incredible.
Without steroids, but then again,
I mean,
who knows?
everybody's on steroids.
Who knows how they be?
They're all juicing.
Probably.
But they got those organic steroids.
Oh my god, I fucking hate that orange prick.
Oh yeah, we're scrolling down the trending page.
Yes,
and,
we are. I'm so sorry.
Trump is broke. Hashtag Trump taxes. Hashtag Trump meltdown.
I mean, why are people surprised? I honestly don't get it.
Trump paid $750 in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017.
Of course he did. But let me fucking not pay taxes 1 year and then fucking have them fucking up my ass saying you forgot to pay taxes this year, girl.
You know, let's just read a little bit more in this article, because a lot of times these headlines are very grabbing, and then you look into it and it's kind of further explained, and it turns out to be clickbait. But honestly, at the same time, I don't care. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on.
Yeah, nobody cares about that shit.
Let's see. Trump tax returns, Miami, NBA. Okay, let's move on from the trending. I think that
okay. I mean, there's
sports
not a lot
talk,
of interesting trending things.
Right, nothing's really going on
that we like, anyways.
All right, so we're gonna move into positive events that have happened this week. This is a segment in the podcast that I like to do. And I really just wanted to do some follow-up on the spicy nuggets from McDonald's and the Chips Ahoy McFlurry.
Have you had that? I haven't had that. I mean, I worked at McDonald's for 6 years, so I feel like I'm okay with not eating that.
But it's brand new.
I mean, is it? I mean...
they've never had spicy nuggets before.
I mean...
It's groundbreaking.
Their chicken nuggets are iconic. I'm not going to lie. McDonald's has had a lot of great stuff throughout the years. But, I mean, just because I'm telling you, I worked there for 6 years. It's my first job. I feel like I don't want to get anywhere near McDonald's for in this lifetime. I'm okay, but I don't doubt that the spicy chicken nuggets. But I do like Jack's spicy tenders better than
that's Jack in the Box?
Yes, Jack in the Box. I'm so
Welcome
sorry.
to Jack. What can I get you?
Yes, welcome to Jack in the Box. What kind of soda you want? It's
Have you
Sprite.
had their, like, potato wedges? Like,
No, I think what I usually just get there is like their spicy chicken tenders, their jalapeno poppers, their mini churros, and like a large Coke.
But we all know McDonald's is OG the best.
Fries. I
Yeah.
feel like McDonald's has the best breakfast.
And that's the
I'm not gonna
cornerstone
lie.
of any fast food place is the fries.
I mean, the fries are great. Unless, if you see, let me tell you a little trick about McDonald's. If the fries are dark and brown, the oil's not fresh. So then you gotta ask for some fresh fries. Because if you
Okay.
have them fresh, that's when they're in their peak of like amazingness.
Yeah.
But if
Most
you,
of the time they're pretty good, but every once in a while, like 25% of the time you'll get like a bad batch. They're either too cold or they're
like old. They've been like
old or
cooked.
whatever.
They've been there like.
Yeah.
Mind you, like they have to change the fries like every like certain amount of time. So like, if they're there, they're just like lazy. But McDonald's does have some like good things like the Shamrock Shake. I love that. The strawberry cream pie. Have you tried that?
I've never tried that.
Oh my
actually.
god, that's right now because it's seasonal.
Okay.
It's amazing.
You know what we should do? We should go there after this podcast, and we should try to get the nugs. You know, they sell out really fast. It's
The
like
spicy chicken
it's a hot
nuggets?
item. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went 3 times, and the first 2 times they were sold out.
Are you serious? You should just stay in the drive-thru and be like, I'm gonna call corporate if you don't give me those spicy nuggets. Like, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do.
Dude, they had a
Like,
run on spicy nugs, and then you saw that Travis Scott did a team up with McDonald's.
I mean, that's just basically a quarter pounder. You could have just added all of that stuff after.
with extra ice
I mean,
on the Sprite.
It's just the hype. Like, it's just
Yeah.
the Travis Scott just hyped that shit up. You know what I've actually been on right now? Like Chick-fil-A.
I love Chick-fil-A.
I haven't never had Chick-fil-A until like literally the last 2 weeks.
Oh, it's so good.
Chick-fil-A has the fucking frozen lemonade. That is like fucking crack to me. Like I could
know.
fucking drink that and I'll just fucking like I'll literally because the closest one is like 20 minutes away from my house.
Mm-hmm.
So like I literally will drive 20 minutes away from my house to fucking go and get this fucking frozen lemonade and the fucking deluxe spicy sandwich.
Yeah, so spicy sandwiches are the best.
Oh, if you add bacon on it, oh my god. It's just I smoke, so these are all my munchie like vibes.
I think the positive events segment is just going to be about food we enjoy.
Literally, I mean, what
Throughout
could
the
go
week.
wrong with food? I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with food, but positive events, like,
Yeah.
everything's amazing.
Food's
honestly.
generally very positive. Okay, so let's move on to the opposite end of this coin. Things that we've been confronted by this week. Now, Mary has 2 stories for us. The first is an Amazon story. She works at Amazon. And the second is a creepy clown story.
Oh my god.
So let's start off with the Amazon story first.
Okay, I think the Amazon story, I mean, I work for the company Amazon. I'm a personal shopper. So basically, if you guys order online, I do that for you guys. I think one of the things is just how people are so rude to their customer service workers.
So these people call in and they say, "Hey, I want this stuff, but I don't want to add it to my own cart."
No, it's basically like it's out of a Whole Foods, you know, and if you order online through Whole Foods, that online order that you do, I'm the one shopping for it at the actual store.
Oh, so you go to the store physically?
Yes.
And then, so it's kind of like Postmates?
Kind of, but
Yeah.
I don't deliver it. I don't drop it off. I just shop around it in the store
Oh.
and like store it in their like proper bags and stuff like that. And then there's a driver who either like has somebody that's going to come pick it up or delivers it to their home.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's for this Corona, you know, I mean, it was already happening, but it's been more popular because of the coronavirus.
Right.
Wear mask, everybody 6 feet apart.
7 feet apart.
20, just make it 10, 20 feet apart.
Never leave your house again apart.
Basically. But that's that's my conspiracy side coming out. So I just feel like there was a shopper that was there. He was rude to one of the workers because it was short staff. You know, like this happens. It's life, short staff.
So he was waiting a while?
He was waiting a while. He wasn't happy. And he was just like basically talking shit. Like, why
I've been waiting 70 minutes.
Exactly. He was like 70 years old.
I'm 70 and I've been waiting
He's
70.
He's a fucking baby boomer. And he's like fucking talking shit to this guy because he was by himself and he wasn't giving his like meat order correctly.
This is worse than the war.
Exactly. And I'm just like, I was just tired because he kept looking back at me talking like, oh, can you believe this? And I'm like, bro, just get your food and have a great day. It's 8 a.m. Do you really think this guy wants to be here knowing there's a pandemic just to fucking get your filet mignon? Like,
they treated us better than internment camps.
Seriously, but it's just like, it just makes me realize, like, be nicer to the people that are like helping you, because it's like they don't want to be there. They have to be there.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're home, you're coming out here just to shop for your week, but he's been here for God knows how many hours, how many days here. Like, he just wants to get his work done and leave. Like, you don't have to make it extra harder for him.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that sort of behavior. I don't care how old you are.
Never.
Okay, you can't get away with that forever.
Be respectful to your customer service. They're there working hard, and they don't want to be there, but they're there because they have to make a living.
So does anyone ever like fuck with like his food or whatever, or like fucking open it up?
We can't, because we'll get in trouble. You know, like, Amazon is very good with, like, I'm not gonna.
But come on,
like,
you've seen someone open up a package and take a shit in it or something.
No, not an Amazon. Okay. I mean, like,
not an Amazon.
Literally, like, that's another franchise we gotta talk about.
But other places you've worked.
Other places I worked, I feel like if you're rude to the customer, like the person that's helping you, they'll like give you the worst service on purpose because they literally don't want to deal with you. Like, if you're polite and you're like, thank you so much, they're more than willing to help actually like get you what you need. Like, if you're nice to the McDonald's employees, they're gonna give you the extra sauce you want without charging you. But if you're a bitch or you're being rude, like, no, that's gonna be 25 cents. I know, because I used to do it. Like, you're gonna be rude to me, that's 25 cents. You're gonna be nice to me, here's all the fucking sauce you want. I really don't care. But
that's so funny.
I feel like just be respectful to anybody, like, anywhere. Like, you don't know what they're going through, you know, you don't know what they're doing. And like, God knows, like, what if this guy just snapped the fucking butcher? You know, that fool has knives behind the fucking thing. Like, what the fuck if he just like throws one at this fucking old man, like, wapa? You know, like,
he's asking for it.
He is asking for it, but like, I don't.
Kind of like how you were asking for it when that clown attacked you.
Oh my God! That was like 5 years ago when the clown thing was, and then you had left to St. Louis. Okay, if we're gonna.
So how long did this happen after I left?
I want to say like a month or two.
Right. If you guys don't know, Mary and I used to be neighbors.
I feel like we were roommates. He used to own the main house, and I used to rent the pool house.
Well, I didn't own it, but yeah, I was renting as well.
Yes, he was renting, but I used to think you were a drug dealer.
Yeah, so, everyone always does.
It was so funny.
Forrest, how do you make your money? You make Lego videos?
I didn't know he did that.
Sure.
Like, okay, look, I like Forrest, like. When Forrest first moved in, I was such a bitch because my landlord wanted to take a parking spot to give it to you because you had.
You weren't that much of a bitch. You were pretty chill.
And then I just was over it, but.
She was like, "You're not taking my parking spot."
I literally told him, like, "You're not fucking taking my parking spot because I'm paying."
I was like, "I'm not trying to. I was just told that that was my spot. But if it's not, I don't even need it. You can have it."
I literally like was like, "Motherfucker, you ain't taking that spot. Like, you fucking."
I literally didn't need it.
He did it.
I never used it.
Your landlord just said that to like make the house
literally make him seem better. Like I like my
two-car parking spot.
But you could fit 2 cars in the front yard or more if you really wanted to.
Yes, the structure of the house, like Forrest has like basically a front yard and a backyard when he was renting it out, and I just had a backyard where I would like my driveway was like connected to that, so I had to park there. My landlord, where we shared, he wanted to take that driveway parking and give it to Forrest.
And that's where you saw the clown, right?
Yes.
Like well, no, in that area,
in my backyard.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Let me tell you this: our landlord is like was the worst. He is penny pinching. He doesn't want to fix anything. Yeah. He is like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, type of person.
Yeah, I left some stuff in the backyard, and he charged me like $1,200 to like remove it.
What?
$1,200?
Yeah, because he's like, you left this trash in the backyard. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna take that out of your deposit.
He was such a penny pincher.
I think the deposit was something like $1,400, and then he sent me back $200.
Hell no, that's why I sent the city on him, and then he got his daughter to fucking be the manager there. Fuck that.
He's classic, dude.
He is a classic penny pincher, but then this is LA. What do we expect?
Yeah.
Anyways, so it was like 1 or 2 months. Forrest had moved out. He went back to St. Louis with his sweetheart, and, I kind of hated him for that because I missed him, and, I was alone in that property. And it's fairly dark, so you, like, don't see a lot. Like, this guy doesn't want to put any lights, you know, like, you can basically get, like, raped there and, like, you will never find out because you fucking...
Yeah, it can get a little spooky.
It's so scary. So he had this, there's this, our neighbor's house, and they have, like, no light in their backyard and a really, like, messed up fence. Like, literally they have this, like, old door hanging on this fence, which is hanging onto my yard, which is, like, enough for somebody to, like, jump over and, like, break into my house.
Yeah, so, pretty easy to access the area.
It is. So when my, basically, it was like early in the morning because I worked in the morning, like around 5 or 6, and my street light was out. Like, it was completely dark. I couldn't see anything, but it was on the night before I fell asleep. So my parents...
That wasn't a coincidence.
It wasn't a coincidence.
The clown had some sort of like old-timey slingshot.
It was.
And he used it on the light.
No, I don't think it was a slingshot. Like... I don't know, but it was, like, fucking weird because the light, my street light was, like, literally completely, like, knocked out, like if somebody had hit it. But I didn't realize it. Yeah, it was the clown. It could have been hit. I didn't realize it.
For sure the clown.
So I didn't think nothing of it. So I was like, okay, let me just call my mom because everybody calls their mom when they're scared. And I called my mom and I was like, the lights off. I'm going to go walk my dogs. It was like 5 a.m. And I
the night is dark. It's just before the dawn.
And it's literally like dark before, like the sun hasn't even come out. So I call my mom. I was like, why are you calling me? And I tell her, like, you know, the lights off. I'm going to walk my dogs or stay to the phone so I can go home.
What's your mom going to do on the phone? Listen to you get murdered?
No, but like, you never know. The FBI agent listening to me can fucking like trace my call and shit.
They're too busy running down petty felons.
You never know. I'm so self-important in my mind. Like, I feel like they'd be listening to everything I say. Anyways, so my mom's like, okay, why are you up this early? Like, you crackhead. Like, you need to go and like just walk the dogs fast. So I'm like walking the dogs like 20 minutes, come back, and like I'm walking like almost to my door, but I noticed like I have a really old dog. She's like 12 years old. She never gets aggressive. She's gay and aggressive. And I thought she saw like...
You said she's gay and aggressive?
She's never aggressive. She's like 12 years old. She's like old. Like, I don't know how much time she got, and there's like... She can drop any...
So she can like sense like spirits and stuff.
I feel like she sensed like a bad, like aggressive attitude, like, because she was like walking toward where this like fence, like this gap on the fence, where it's easily accessible to jump into my house.
Yeah.
She was walking towards there, but like I wasn't paying attention because I was on the phone with my mom, so I kept pulling her, but she kept going over there, and it's when I realized that she was getting aggressive. Then I turned and I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? And I look and I see that it's the clown, and he's like trying to hop or get over to my fence.
What the fuck?
Yes.
No.
Like, yes, girl, it's fucking dark. You can see this like light, like this fucking white mask and like this fucking like clown makeup. And I'm like, the first thing comes to my mind is like, I have a fucking gun. Like, mind you, I don't have a gun. I don't have anything on me. Like, I'm just telling him, yelling at him, like, I have a fucking gun. Don't come near me. If you come near me, I'm gonna shoot you. Because I've heard that if you say that, you know, it'll help you, like, get away.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, so then my mom's like, in Spanish, ¿Qué está pasando? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the fuck you doing? And I'm just like, there's a fucking clown in my yard. Like, I'm yelling at her. And my dog is still trying to go to whoever's going over there, you know? And I feel so bad because I had, like, one of those extending leash. I remember, like, I clearly pulled her so hard. Like, I just shoved her and, like, dragged her basically inside my house.
You gotta get her out of there.
I had to get her out.
So wait, so the clown was trying to climb over the fence?
He was trying to climb over the gap where the abandoned door was.
And was he graceful about it, or did it look like he was...
I think he was trying... Like, I wasn't trying to pay attention for it, so I'm not gonna be like white people like, oh, sir, let me fucking help you out, jump in that fuck... I was trying to get inside my house, lock the doors, and, like, be like, Mom, you need to come over here ASAP.
So you really only looked at him for, like, maybe a half a second?
Like, half a minute, but, like,
half a minute? 30 seconds?
Like, I don't even know how long it was for us. I wasn't gonna die there. I'm not gonna fucking die having some fucking... I'm a fucking single woman living by myself.
So describe what he looked like. Like, describe the outfit. I want to know, like...
It wasn't that big because I'm telling you, like, that you Forrest, you know where I live.
Like what era of clown are we talking
I feel
here?
like it was like that droopy clown makeup, you know, like that wrinkly clown that's been going out, but like not wrinkly. Like he just had like a regular like fucking clown face, but it was a mask. You can clearly see that it was a mask.
It wasn't makeup then. It was a mask.
It was like a mask type of thing. You know, Forrest, I'm not being detailed. Like,
if it was makeup, that's almost creepier.
It was like fucking scary because the house next door was also being up for rent. So there was nobody in that property. So I was like surrounded around like
nobody except for the human sacrifice.
Besides me, you know, and my fucking dog, who's like a white little Maltese mix that ain't gonna do shit. She ain't gonna do nothing. She's gonna be like, just let me roll up and like, can you roll my belly?
Oh my god, but that's so fucked up.
I'm telling you, like, so I was like trying to get into my house, but like since again like the light was out, like I couldn't see it, so I just like fucking somehow I opened it. I fucking pulled the leash so hard, like I know that I hurt my dog because I was like, boom! I was like, get your ass in here! And I'm telling my mom, and I kid you not, my mom showed up with her boyfriend at my house. Not even 5 minutes. Like, it didn't even take 5 minutes. My mom lives in, like, 30 minutes away from me. She literally, I feel like she flew to my house with her boyfriend. And, like, I wouldn't come out of my house. I wouldn't open the door until she told me, it's me. It's okay. Like, open the door. Her man came with, like, a huge wooden, like, stick looking like, what the fuck is going on? Like, he was looking everywhere. Like, he like looked everything, and he was like, yeah, they knocked out your light. It looked like they were trying to get to you, and you just got into your house safe enough.
And
but
you
like,
still live there.
I still live there because first of all, the rent is cheap, and now, you know, like, you can't do that. But they never like caught the guy. They never figured it out. My mom thought it was like somebody trying to do a prank on me because like they had to have been watching me, knowing that I walked my dog at that time by myself. There's nobody renting the two properties next to me.
If they wanted to get you, don't you think they would have already gotten in the yard? Like, why would they try to get in the yard while you're...
That's what I'm saying. Like, my mom thinks it was like a joke, you know? Like, I have a fear and
But if it was a joke, someone would have came forward and been like, hey, I got you.
I mean, do you really think so, though? Because
why would they...
boyfriend
It's not a joke
like
unless you reveal it.
So, like, imagine having, like, a gangster show up with a wooden thing, like a huge, like, walking tall, the rock wooden, like, stick, and, like, being like, who the fuck is out there? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
see, that worries me because that's always the guy who gets killed in the movies.
It is, but he didn't get killed because he's still with my mom.
Good.
But I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying, like, you bring out like a big wooden stick and you start threatening this clown. He's probably gonna do some kind of creepy clown maneuver.
Yeah, but I think like my mom's
be like,
right because I think
and
it's somebody like that's young, that's trying to do a prank on somebody. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you probably searched up on YouTube, you probably find somebody like this fat girl, like, fucking being scared.
I want to know more about the clown and, like, how he was moving. I mean, like...
He looked like... Okay, like, I can't be descriptive. Like, I'm a visual person, so I have to show you. And, like, your fans obviously can't hear or, like, I mean, can't see what I'm showing you. But, like, he was, like, deliberately, like, trying to, like, go over this. Like, the door, like, the fence, like, it was very hard. Like, if you're not a natural fence jumper, like, if you're not, like, jumping fences when you used to ditch in high school, like, you don't know how to jump a fence. This person clearly didn't think it through.
And it would be hard with the mask on, too.
I mean...
And the outfit. Was it like a baggy outfit, or was it more tight-fitting?
Forrest, honestly, I saw the clown. I don't fuck with clowns. I was like, fuck this. Ever since I saw it, like, not the new one, the original one, the Stephen King, Tim Curry that, I've never fucked the clowns. I don't do that shit. Like, I'm not gonna stay there and figure out, like, why are you doing this to me? Like, no, I'm gonna get the fuck out of there.
You didn't see him do, like, a little jig or anything?
No, he didn't. But, like, he looked like he was having difficulty trying to climb over that fence.
So he wasn't the most graceful clown.
He wasn't.
That's not that scary.
Forrest, it was scary because I was living by myself.
Well, I mean, it could have been scarier, like, if he was just doing, like, a jig, like,
no, Forrest,
behind the fence and just staring at you. Wouldn't that be freakier?
I think what's scary was that somebody had enough time to do this. Like, who are you? Like, why do you have enough time in your life to fucking do it? This was like 5 years ago.
He's probably very mentally disturbed or a ghost.
It could be for
probably
him, but I wasn't.
That's why I wanted to know the era, because he might be a ghost from like the old carnival times, like the 1920s.
I fucking highly doubt it. Okay, I've lived there longer than you have. Nothing else has popped up but that day. You know?
Yeah.
And like,
it's creepy as shit.
It's creepy as fuck, but it's like, to me, the creepiest thing is like, who has time to do this? Like, I don't have time to do this. Like, I have. You
got all the time in the world when you're dead.
Like, if you probably.
Was that during the whole like clown.
The clown era, yeah. It
was
like when it was like the clown thing. Yeah. I mean, the clown thing going on. So like, first of all, I was like, I feel like because I spoke it, like I wish the motherfuckers never would come to me. I feel like they came to me, but I just like I don't know what was going on that day. I was scared. I was like, I'm not gonna die here. I'm gonna like just close myself in my house.
It's lit.
And like do it. Don't get me wrong, like, I have been, like, I can't be outside in my yard in the night anymore because of that.
Yeah, that's spooky.
Or, like, when I go home, like, late, I, like, run to, like, go inside my house because I'm like, oh, my God, like, who knows? Because at the end of the day, I do live by myself. Mm-hmm. You know, like, my neighborhood is secure, but, like, you just don't know crazy people nowadays, you know?
Seriously, yeah. So I'm hoping, you know, the best for you. And maybe in the future we'll get some answers to who that clown really was.
I don't want to call it into my life. I literally just want to forget about it. Like,
if you're listening to this podcast, Mr. Clown, come forward. Yeah. Come out of the shadows. Tell us who you really are.
You know, like, no. Okay, because you know where I live. So fuck that. He fucking lives somewhere else.
Maricruz has a gun. Don't forget. Don't forget she has a gun. I have shit in my house. Yes, I also have a gun. Yes. And if you fuck with us, also she has her mother's boyfriend is a gangster.
No, he's not.
You said he was a gangster.
I said he looks like a gangster.
Oh, he looks like a gangster, and that's pretty much just as good.
Look, I'm just saying, I'm Latino. We don't fuck with this shit.
You better bring it.
Don't bring it. Just fucking leave me alone. Like, I didn't go to the cops. I ain't no snitch. Like, just fucking leave me alone. Like, you left me alone for 5 years after that incident.
I want to get this guy.
Give me another 5 years.
He's probably fucking in Arizona terrorizing some other poor single lady.
Go to the fucking desert. I don't know why he'll go terrorize in the desert, but I'm not gonna die. That motherfucker never came back. I never fucking talked about it, and it's like if it never happened.
Okay, well, that leads us into our marquee topic for this week, and that is horror movie franchises.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to talk about our favorite killers, the best slasher movies out there, and some good recommendations for you guys in this spooky season. Mm-hmm. All right, so this week I watched A Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen it multiple times, but it's still one of my favorites. And what about you, Mary? Did you watch any horror movies?
I recently watched Rob Zombie, House of a Thousand Corpses, and The Devil's Rejects.
Nice.
I love Rob Zombie right now because I feel like he has a capture of like how sick people really are. Like, this could be like how somebody is right now, or like somebody's going through that right now, instead of like the general like Michael Myers type of killer, you know, like Jason type of killer. Like, these are like just a normal person, me and you, who just do fucked up shit, you know?
I've never seen that. What's that movie about?
House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yeah.
For those who watched it, then you know what I'm talking about, but for those who haven't watched it, House of a Thousand Corpses is like about these it's like two couples. They're traveling, like they're in the 70s, so like they're traveling across, you know, the country and like doing side road attractions, and they come up with this.
So they're like circus performers?
No, they're like writing a book, like a travel book of side attractions throughout the United States.
Oh God!
So like they're like going like into little like.
That sounds like bad news.
Yes, I don't know. Like these 4 white people, people. Come
on, guys.
I don't know why white people be doing that shit, because you know Latinos and people of color don't be doing none of that shit. We don't fuck with that shit, but.
Literally.
Literally. But Forrest is almost Latino, so he doesn't fuck with that shit.
I would never.
Never, because I'm teaching him better.
That's like the most white thing you can do. All right, get in the car, hon.
Yeah. So
we're going to go across the country and write a travel log about all our experiences.
It's so fucking weird. I don't understand, but like
Martha.
The year that they were in this movie, that's what they did. You know, they go to the side road attraction.
Get in the car. We're dropping the kids off at your sister's house.
Yes, and like they go to this horror show from this clown. Like, yeah, I hate clowns, but like he is just a person with regular makeup on, and
ew.
They do like the side road attraction, and they like see Dr. Death or something like that. I don't really recall the name. Don't hate me if I said it wrong, but he leads them to this urban tale, and they're trying to see this urban tale and be like, oh, what's poppin'? Like, we want to go see what's going on, and that's when they meet a hitchhiker, which first of all, never ever pick up a hitchhiker, no matter what it is, like if it's your grandma.
What if he's really cool though, and he has lots of weed?
I mean, you can obviously know that these guys were thinking with their dicks because it was a hot female and they picked her up. I knew from that moment, I was like, this bitch is crazy because why the fuck is she out in the rain?
They call it a honeypot.
Yes, a honeypot, whatever. Yeah. But she was out in the rain. I'm like, why the fuck are you out in the rain? Like, I wouldn't have picked you up. The girlfriends were like, no. Listen to the girlfriends because the girlfriends were like, fuck that. Let's just keep going. Fuck this shit. I don't want to see this urban legend. Let's go. But they weren't doing that. They weren't having that. So they were like, fuck that. So then they go, try to figure it out. The girl, they get their car fucks up somehow. Yeah. How coincidence, as soon as they picked up this hitchhiker, the car fucks up. They go to her house that's up the street. And if it was up the street, bitch, why ain't you walking?
Yeah.
But
it's not adding up.
The guys are like, oh, okay, you know, like, I'll go get the tire fix, you know, like, the brothers coming, you know,
and this is before iPhones.
This is before iPhones because they're dumb men.
Dummies.
Anyways, one of them goes up there. They go and they like start seeing some weird shit, like shoes. Like these are like 100 pairs of shoes. Like basically like Texas Chainsaw Massacre's like mansion house and how all the cars were there and like all the victims they did. Like basically all their victims' personal effects were like hanging like decorations at this girl's house.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, we're celebrating because it's Halloween and it's a special night. And I'm like,
oh, no.
Yes, Halloween's a special night. I love Halloween, you know, like the costumes, the horror movies, the candy, everything. But like, the fuck, you got all these fucking weird shit hanging out like a decoration. And throughout the movie, it's like just basically like going back and forth and like them like just being weirded out, going through the motions of like this ritual dinner and how it's a special night and like they put up this weird talent show, like, and in the meantime, like, people are, like, disappearing and, like, they're getting, like, gutted and fish and stuff like that.
All right, well, don't tell me anymore because I haven't seen it. And honestly, like a lot of my fans probably haven't seen it either.
I don't want to ruin it. I'm a spoiler.
I think that's enough to get us intrigued, but you like it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's one of your favorites.
The human, like, serial killerness, like, the human, like, psyche, like, down. As well as the Devil's Rejects, because it's like the second part to that.
Nice.
It's like literally like what they would do on the run and how they will react to that.
Did you see that movie where they go to like some village or something in some foreign country? It's a new movie. It came out recently.
Are you talking about like I'm Thinking of Ending Things?
No, not that one. That one looks crazy.
They go to a foreign country.
It's like it was like a big cult.
Oh, the Midsummer?
Yeah.
No, I actually haven't seen Midsummer yet. I've been like dabbling, like, should I watch? Because I'm mixed with the reviews, like,
you should watch it. You should watch it.
The one I did see was Hereditary.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
That one, like, really tripped me out because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, so
was it too much of like a psychological horror film?
I mean, I think it just took its time to get where it needed to go.
Yeah.
Like, it
wasn't really, a thrill a minute.
It wasn't like, yeah, like, I'm more of like, oh, shit, like, oh, you know, and this was like...
I like the more high-octane horror films. You know, I don't like to drag things out. I like to get to the point.
Like, don't get me wrong, me too. Like, I like that too. And, I mean, the high, like, the ones that drawn on are really good. Like, The Others with Nicole Kidman. That one was really good.
That's actually a good movie, yeah.
Yeah, because who would have thought that plot twist? Like, what the fuck?
Have you seen that one, honey?
No, I haven't.
All right, so yeah, don't tell Alyssa because I do want to show her that one at some point because the plot twist is really very spooky.
It's really spooky, so it's like, what the fuck?
You don't see it coming either.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's just like, oh shit. What the fuck? But, like, I'm telling you, like, I love movies. Like, I think, like, I grew up with movies, like, horror movies. My older sisters loved them. Like, Forrest just watched Freddy.
Yeah.
I love Freddy because how can you catch a killer in your head?
You gotta grab him in a dream and then you can pull him into our reality.
Of course, that's what they do in the movie, but I'm just saying, like, for somebody who doesn't know that process, like, Nancy's literally watching her fucking friends get killed.
Who's Nancy?
The main protagonist.
Oh, is her name Nancy?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
You just watched it.
I know, but I didn't know their names. I was animating.
No, I mean, that's Johnny Depp's first, like, real feature film. Like, he was, like, the hot babe in that one, and trust me, he is a hot babe.
He kind of seemed, like, tired or, like, just, like, not really into the movie.
He was probably not into Nancy. I mean, because Nancy was a little whiny bitch. I'm not gonna lie. Like, damn, Nancy, your parents got divorced. Okay.
Because sometimes the cool guy in movies is like actually cool, and other times I feel like he's just really disinterested, and then like he just doesn't have any like personality.
I think back when they used to do movies like that, like I feel like yes, they were looking for somebody that would attract the crowd to come and watch the movie.
He was handsome to look at, but like I just didn't think his energy was that good in the movie.
I mean, his scene where he died was really good. Like, I mean, that was such a gory scene. Like, I love that scene, but like,
yeah,
I think for me was like the fact that it's like it's very scary in your dreams because you can actually die in your sleep. Like,
sudden unexplainable death syndrome.
Yeah, and
SUDS.
Like, imagine like knowing that you died. Somebody's like killing you in your dream, like a demon like coming in your dream, and you just die, and it's just a natural.
Happens all the time. A lot more common than you think.
But it was actually based on some like coincidences, that, like deaths that were actually happening in like I don't know if it was Japan or like some type of Asian country, but like they were actually like there was like people that were really woken up, like died from their terror in their dreams. So this is where Wes Craven got his idea for Nightmare on Elm Street, and then the franchise was born. And I love the franchise, don't get me wrong, but like the first one is like, how can you top that?
I think there's just so many great visual gags in the first one.
Yes.
With the opening scene where the girl is like, you know, thrown onto the ceiling and she's screaming her head off and there's blood everywhere.
That is my favorite scene.
That shit's crazy, and it really opens up hard with that. And then just throughout the movie, you see all these like practical visual effects and gags that are really creative.
Like, that scene that you're talking about, her boyfriend was in that room, and like he can't help her because he's like, what the fuck is going on? He's only seeing her get gutted. Like, I would be freaked out too. Like, the fuck is going on with your bitch? Oh no, she's possessed. I need to get the fuck out of here. Like,
then he gets framed for it. Yeah,
he does. I mean, but he was already like, he was already set up for that frame anyways. Like, but the whole thing is just like when Tina died, like when she's like in the school and she's having that daydream and she's just like Nancy, and she's like in the body bag and shit like that. Like,
yeah, it kind of reminded me of Psycho too, because when you first watch the movie, you don't know she's gonna die. Like when it came out in whatever year it came out.
You know what? I've never seen the original Psycho.
Oh, it's really good.
I've seen the Bates Motel series, but I've never seen the original Psycho.
Yeah, the original guy who plays Norman Bates is really creepy.
I've seen pictures of him and I've seen clips of him, and he is very like weird looking. Like if I was seeing him in the street, I'm like, yeah, he looks like a pedophile or something like that.
Yeah, and then the Good Doctor did a good job playing him in the show.
I love the show. Bates Motel is such a good show.
It's such a good show, and it does like. It really hits on the psychological like trauma that somebody might be going through and how they cope with it. Like that's what I really liked about that.
But yeah, in Psycho, you're kind of introduced to Janet Leigh, and she is the main character.
That's Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know that for a fact. I feel like I've heard that, but I'm not sure.
I've seen the American Psycho, the one with Christian Bale. And he's like that businessman.
Yeah, that's a good movie too.
That is such a great movie because I mean, like, is he like? What if he's like somebody else? Like, he's not even that character he's even playing in that movie. Like, what if he killed that?
Yeah,
person
there's a lot of theories surrounding that.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
But yeah, in Psycho, she's like introduced as the main character, and you think she's going to be the main character throughout the whole movie. Then like halfway through the movie, she's killed, and then you're like, oh, where's the movie going?
I mean, it's like the Scream movie that you just did. Like Drew Barrymore was basically just used for the advertisement.
Yeah,
but she was killed off like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and Wes Craven also directed that movie. So
he did. Yeah, we're on Wes Craven right now.
Yeah, Wes Craven's awesome.
Wes Craven right now. Yeah, Wes Craven.
But yeah, you think Tina's going to be like the main character, kind of the way the opening shot, but then you come to realize it's Nancy. And she did a really good job.
She was a really great actress, and she's like so like I've seen people like post about her, and she's always been nice to her fans too. So I think
gotta love the fans.
The fans.
Shout out to the fans.
The fans make everything go around.
So who's your favorite killer? Is it Freddy or is it Jason or?
Actually, it's Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
Yes. I love Michael Myers and the patient that he has.
Yeah, did you see the new movie?
Yes, I did. I saw that with a friend. And he is also a horror buff, so he was like helping me like understand the movies. But
sweet, we gotta have him on at some point.
Yeah, we do. I really do love the fact that they showed you like a different version of like what a victim will go through after a traumatic event like that. Like,
Beto's got his own podcast, right?
Yes. He has Boys, Booze, and Blood. It's available on the Apple Podcast.
I'll put a link in the description for that one.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really funny. These guys are hilarious. And they just talk about anything gory, anything horror. And if you're a horror fan, please go follow, like, and subscribe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Michael Myers was always my favorite one in the recent movie.
Now, what makes him your favorite?
I think he was just so calm, cool, and collective. Like,
it's true.
He was just like, okay, bitch, you go run, do your extra shit. I'm still gonna get you at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's very confident.
I'm just gonna walk. Like, he was just so, like Michael Jackson's song "Smooth Criminal." He was just like so smooth. Like, he was just like, I'm just gonna like walk across this fucking street and kill this babysitter. Like, she gonna be running like terrified. Like, I'm still gonna get to you. You know.
Dude, that guy's confidence is key.
Confidence is key. As silence is key. He sounds like he was a great listener because he never spoke a word.
He didn't say shit. And he's big, too. He's like 7 foot tall.
Seriously, like...
Honestly, he's the hottest one, too.
He is the hottest one. I'm not gonna lie. But it's just like, you do get, as a woman, like, you do get weirded out by, like, weirdos. Like, they're just stand there and, like, look like they're following you everywhere you fucking go. Like, you don't want that weird guy just, like... why the fuck is he following me, you know? So I feel like,
unless he's cute, you know, then you're like, why the fuck is he following me?
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, still like, why can't he just come up to me, you know? But
maybe he's nervous.
I think like
maybe he's got a stutter.
And I think that it was the girl was just like, that was her sister. Like, that was his sister. Like, what the fuck? Why are you trying to kill me? Like, what is the psychological damage and all that stuff? Like,
some people are just born funny.
And it's scary because it's on Halloween, so you already expect things to be fucking spooky on Halloween. You just don't expect to be murdered at Halloween, you know?
Yeah, that's another one with really great music. I really like the music in Nightmare on Elm Street, and I really like the music in Halloween.
Yeah, it's like that piano note. That piano note. It like...
very simple, but
very
effective.
Simple, effective, creepy as fuck. If I listen to it, I will look over my shoulder. I do have a horror story from the Michael Myers on a Halloween, like, when I was, like, 16, 15.
Is it the clown again?
No, it was my cousins being jerks, but, I mean, who is it?
So, wait, how do we know your cousins weren't the clown?
No, because...
How do we know?
If you're from a Latino family, those are the family that you don't speak anymore. Like, you know, you go for the holidays, and then that's it, and then you don't talk to them the rest of the year.
Maybe they're bitter. Maybe they're bitter that you stop talking to them.
Bitter. They're living their best lives. Trust me. But I'm just saying, like, at Halloween, they were jerks and they almost got me, and I wasn't, you know, like, I wasn't gonna play that shit. You know, like, they told me to go. It was a Halloween, and you know, AMC plays the horror movies like through the whole month of October.
Right.
And we were there for a weekend, and we were just chilling, drinking, and I mind you, I don't condone underage drinking. It was just the times.
We don't condone underage drinking on this podcast.
No, but it was the times. It was the 90s, and, you know, like, shit was popping up. So
only if you grew up in the 90s.
Only. Kids today are doing way worse stuff anyways. So I go to the car, and they're like, oh, I forgot something in this car. Can you go get it for me?
Bait. Why you? What? If they forgot it, you go get it.
Couldn't say what it was, but I was excited for it. So I go to the car, and these motherfuckers gave me the wrong keys. You know, they were like, oh, like, let's fuck her up, you know? And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this door not opening? I'm tripping. You know, like, I can't open the door for the thing, right? Yeah. And I see out of the corner of my eye again, something coming towards me, and it's somebody dressed like Michael Myers, and I'm like, God. It's somebody like kind of get candy at my godmother's house. No big deal. He's not walking like fast enough for me to like go like running to my house, but at the same time he's just like being a psycho weirdo, like walking really slow. And I'm like, the fuck is this guy doing? And I still can't open this door, and at this time I don't realize that the keys were wrong. And then all of a sudden, like, The
That's
guy
hilarious.
just starts walking really fast to my car, and I'm like, oh, fuck this.
They like planned this out.
It was. And
like
I was
they gave you the wrong
fuck.
keys.
It was.
So they'd have that struggling moment with the
it
lock.
Was.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck? So then I just started like, okay, I was bigger back then. Like I used to weigh 300 pounds. I'm like, not.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was thick. I was thick as fuck. So I'm like trying to like, I can't run fast to the house. So all of a sudden I don't think they could have held it in. I heard them laughing. And they're just like, it's okay, it's just me. And I'm like, oh my God, you motherfuckers. I'm like cussing them out. Like, fuck you guys. I'm never fucking doing this shit again. Fuck
These guys sound cool. You should get back in touch with them. I want to hang out with these guys.
No,
these are the kind of guys I need in my life.
Nah, they're already like old and like have families, so they don't fuck with that shit anymore. But
yeah.
Back then when we were young, like they were in their early 20s at the time. I was like young, but I was just like, I fucking hate you guys. Anything like I get easily scared sometimes when it comes to stuff like that. Cause I'm mostly high all the time, so I'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I love horror stuff. I love getting scared. I love getting jumped. But like, if it's actually really happening, like, no, I'm about to like stab the shit out of you because I fucking carry a box cutter with me everywhere I go. So we ain't gonna die tonight.
You heard it here first, folks. She carries a gun and a box cutter. Don't fuck with her.
No, my gun's in my house. My box cutter's with me all the time. So like, if you guys want to sneak up on me,
just tell them you have a gun, okay? Just say you carry. She can still carry. She's got her permit. All right, let's move on to the hot takes. That was a good discussion. To summarize, check out House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes, Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. Anything Nightmare on Elm Street.
The
Michael
Others
Myers,
is a good one.
The Others. Halloween is spooky season.
Do you have a good recommendation, baby girl?
Ooh, I like the Annabelle.
Ooh,
I like the Warrens. I don't know why.
I can tell you so many horror stories that happen in my dad's apartment, but we'll save that for another time.
I like the guy who plays like the husband.
The Conjuring movie?
Yeah.
Yes, he's like a Wilson. I think he's like related to somebody famous. I don't remember. I saw this meme of him. He's like, shout out to this guy who's not famous but has appeared in so many famous movies.
I know, right?
And I started cracking up because he's just like not as known, or maybe like just because we don't know his name, but he is so great.
His name is Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, you see, I knew he was related to somebody fucking famous.
I don't know if he's related to Owen Wilson.
I think he is. Google it.
Is he really?
Yeah, go Google it. The Conjurings are based off Lorraine and what's his face is like Lorraine and Ed Warren. Mm-hmm. I actually read their book because they have a book about their tales, and it's really actually very detailed. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know half of that shit happened. Like what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think his brother is Owen Wilson. He just has the same last name.
Oh yeah, but he's been in like a lot of movies that are like really good.
He's got a whole different vibe than Owen Wilson.
I like paranormal thrillers, like Paranormal Activity. Like the first one was really good. All the ones you named, like Annabelle, The Conjuring.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember, like, a month or two ago when there was a rumor going around that Annabelle escaped?
Oh my God, yes! I love those TikTok videos because Annabelle's like, on my way to kill Donald Trump, on my way to do this, on my way to get nails done. Like, I mean, the whole... I actually believe she's real. Like, the real Annabelle doll is like a Raggedy Ann doll. So she doesn't even look that scary, but like I believe in like demons and shit like that. Like, so I believe like that doll is actually possessed. So if she really did like escape, that is the last thing we need in 2020. Like,
I know.
Nobody's gonna be able to catch this bitch. Everybody's just gonna be like thinking that she's just a fucking regular doll, like taking it into their home, not knowing shit. And that's when people pop out like with the real crazy ass shit. But when she escaped, I was like, oh, this bitch she just wants the world. I mean, 2020 couldn't get any worse than it is right now.
That would be the best. But yeah, it ended up just being a filthy internet rumor.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
I also like Insidious.
Oh my God, yes, I can't. That one, the song, that fucking song that plays on the record.
Through the window.
Yes. Again, that scares me.
That's Tiny Tim.
If that...
Tiny Tim was a legend.
Yeah, if that song ever plays around me anywhere for any reason, I know I'm gonna die like that.
I know.
Because I'm not a runner.
It's so scary.
I'm not a runner.
Like the scenes where she passes right by, like the
oh
girl,
my god,
and, like, doesn't see it. Or
I think the Red Devil thing,
my
like
god,
literally freaked me out because I've recently got into like spiritualism and like astral projection and like all that.
He's
stuff.
literally the most demon-y demon you could demon.
Yeah, and like that stuff is actually real because there are demons that are like, if you actually astral project and all that stuff, want to take over your body because they're dead. Mm-hmm. So like I actually do believe that stuff is kind of true. So I'm like,
yeah, I think demons are real too. I just don't think they're as powerful as we think they are.
I think don't call it, don't come to me. I'm cool. I'm living my best life here with Jesus if I have to, but like I don't really believe like be out there. Just positive mind, positive vibes. Don't come at me, ghosts, because I've had enough ghost stories in my lifetime to like do
you've
a
had your
whole
fill.
other podcast. And I just would rather just fuck leave this shit where it needs to be. Like
we'll explore that more in depth next time. Yeah. All right. So let's go right into the hot takes corner. This week we have a hot take from Max, and he says the Fred movies are a surprising delve into the psyche of a poor teenage boy neglected by his mother, abandoned by his father, and bullied by his peers.
Fred, is it like that weird white guy with a high-pitched voice?
Yeah.
What happened to him? Like, first of all, damn. Way to bring, like, a suppressed memory, because I remember that, like, in early 2000s.
Well, he was on iCarly, and then he came out as being gay, and I haven't heard from him ever since.
the gay thing, I mean, back then in, like, early 2000s, being gay was, like...
a big deal.
What? You gay? So, like, it will ruin people's career. Maybe he's right. Maybe it wasn't, like, neglect, but people do these outlets to, like... talk about their issues in some type of ways. So
I never watched the series. I found it really annoying and lame. But a lot of people really liked it, unironically. So I mean, what did you think of the Fred series, hon?
I watched it when I was a kid. It was like one of the first YouTube
things that yeah. I mean, because YouTube wasn't that big back then. YouTube was just like something little, and it's not like how it's used now, like in 2020. But like in early 2000, YouTube was just like. Only losers go on that. I'm sorry, not to be rude, but
no,
like
it's
that was my mentality because I was out.
First they laughed at us, and then we made them cry.
I mean, I feel like my childhood was very different from what Forrest grew up with and Alyssa grew up with, you know, and you know I was out in the streets. Not like a stripper or anything, but like I was just like playing with my friends. Like,
Maricruz was a stripper, guys.
I wish, man. It's over when you. It's over for you.
Did you guys see the Fred movies?
No. I only saw I feel like I only saw 1 or 2 videos of that guy, and that's it. I was more into Shane Dawson before he was like that racist. Well, I mean, I did like the Shanae commentary, but I was just like, I didn't think it was racist back then. Now everything's so political now, so it's just like
it doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work here, but.
But what about you, baby? You see the movies?
I did, and I remember the biggest thing was Jeanette McCurdy was in them.
Yeah.
And it was like revealed. She was a character that it was in the Fred YouTube videos, but he would never show her. You know
who also was in the Fred videos?
Oh, so wait, was she playing Sam in the Fred movie?
No, she wasn't playing Sam. She was playing.
But he was in the show.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't think about it.
It's not that like even that girl.
But wait, he was Lucas Cruikshank in the show, right?
He was.
Fred was like a persona he was playing in the universe of iCarly as well.
No, Fred, he wasn't playing Fred in the show. He was playing like his natural, like his who he was as a person, like a different character. But like his Fred show, Jeanette McCurdy, I'm assuming there were like some type of connection there. Like,
what was the connection there, honey?
With Jeanette McCurdy in the Fred show. Well, yeah, she was just like a character in the YouTube videos that it was a big deal, and she was revealed in the movie. It was like, oh my god, like.
So were they like so they weren't like a couple?
No, she was just his friend.
That girl from Victoria's that played Victoria's just his sister. She was like in his movies too, and
they got everybody in those movies.
Nickelodeon.
John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena.
So did you think the movies were good, hon?
When I first saw them, I thought they were good. Maybe we should react to them now because I haven't seen them in years.
I can't listen to his voice.
It is really
it's
annoying.
grating.
Another thing that I watched during that same time was The Annoying Orange.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
Oh,
those were good.
yes, I remember those.
I like those more than Fred. The Annoying Orange is fun.
There's just so many annoying things on YouTube. Like Fred, The Annoying Orange.
I feel like that's a pretty hot take. A surprising delve. Yeah. All right, we got another hot take from Carlos. He says, is that Carlos or Charlos?
I think it's probably Charlie and you spelled it wrong.
No, that's literally how it was spelled. It looks like a combination, guys, of Charlie and Carlos.
Charlos.
It says Charlos. Strawberry is the best ice cream flavor.
If you're basic, yeah. And there's so much flavors out there, like coffee,
I love coffee.
Mocha almond fudge,
But what about out of the three? Out of strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate?
Chocolate is definitely superior. It's the best.
I would feel like I would pick vanilla
now.
if it's between those three.
Really?
Because the toppings could be endless. If toppings are included, I'll just take vanilla with.
I gotta choose strawberry then. I agree with you, Charlos. You're right. Anyone else who tells us differently is wrong, and they should feel bad about themselves. All right, next up, we got Jack. He's got another hot take for us. He says, I'm stealing this take from someone else, but the entire ocean counts as a soup because it has vegetables and salt and meat, and it's heating up.
Yeah.
I think that was a joke on climate change. It is true. Everything is heating up in the ocean. I think just planet Earth is just tired of us. I think planet Earth is just trying to purge itself.
Yeah, it'll do this every once in a while, and we're smarter. We can beat it.
I'm like Dwight from The Office. Half of the world needs to die. We need a boom bomb. We already have a plague. Let it do its job. We need to wipe a little bit of the population out.
Yeah, we got to get all the white people to kill each other.
That will solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
All right, let's go into the emails. I have 3 emails from 3 separate listeners who have written in. The first email is from Make the Line Films, and he says, filmmaker to filmmaker. Hey Forrest, you've been on my radar since about 2008. I'm in my early 20s, and I'm attending college for film outside of Boston, Massachusetts. I can never say that word.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Yes. Okay. I think I figured it out. I've been enjoying school, learning a lot, but one of the things I've really honed on is what type of films I want to make. I've wanted to do film for basically my whole life, being influenced by the standard stuff, Star Wars, Spider-Man, etc. But for the longest time, I would just sort of make whatever in terms of films and put them on YouTube. Make the Line Films is the channel name. I didn't really know what genre to focus on, if any, but over the last couple of years, I've put virtually all my efforts towards action comedy, similar in vein to Edgar Wright or Phil Lord and Chris Miller. The reason I feel this is a good genre to focus on is because I realized how fun it is. The most fun I've ever had filming was when I'm messing around, less so when I'm doing something super serious, unless, of course, it's a project I really have a passion for. Not many people at my school feel the same way, though. They take themselves extremely seriously. It's totally fine to feel pride in your work, but they feel as though they can't do comedies, action, horror due to the worry that others won't take them seriously, but the best grades usually are those who take the risks with some sort of unusual genres. They think that just because one person may have went somewhere making a black and white drama means that they need to abandon all others and go for that, leading to many pretentious films, although some good outliers for sure. I just feel a lot of them need to lighten up. I'm also focusing on comedy because I feel with mainstream films, it's becoming less and less of a tapped market. Over the last decade, there haven't been as many great, memorable comedies like there were in the 2000s. Mainly parody films are pretty much a dead genre, and I really feel one of the last true memorable comedies to come out was Superbad. Of course, there are outliers like Baby Driver, which has become one of my all-time favorite movies. I've talked to a lot of people about this, and a few have said comedy is less tapped into now due to the concern of offending certain groups or coming off as distasteful, which I personally feel is anything is only a part of it. Most importantly, I feel now more than ever people need something fun and humorous. The 2010s had so many different gritty reboots and dark reinterpretations that the genre eventually killed itself. People don't like the dark, depressing stuff all the time, especially when it's shoved into a genre who doesn't need to be gritty or dark. I do think that the comedies we used to enjoy will make some sort of comeback, but what do you think? Do you think it'll be soon, or gradually over time? P.S. Congratulations on the wedding and child on the way. I'm sure you two must be very excited. You see, most parents will have to have the awkward talk about sex or drugs, but it seems you'll have to tell your kid about how dad made videos of Lego Batman brutally murdering the Joker and Green Goblin while talking about his crippling crack addiction while saying he's going to a strip club. Take care, Brendan.
Wow, that's a long email, Brendan. But
yeah, I appreciate it, though.
Appreciate the long email.
Well worded, well typed, some interesting things to talk about.
Very interesting. I feel like, first of all, I think he needs to just focus on what makes him happy. Like, if it's that genre, which is like comedy, action, and horror, like, and stuff like that, then stick to it and make it the best that you can. Like,
yeah.
Who cares what these other pretentious people are doing, like serious movies, like whatever. Like, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you feel like, yeah, this is what's gonna get me up in the morning, like every day. Like, I'm about to make this fucking movie and it's gonna be incredible for me. You know, like, I always. For Forrest, when you did the zombie movie and you moved to St. Louis for that, I really admired that, because I'm like, you're following your passion, and if that's what you felt to do at that time, I think that would have been great. So if that's how he feels like he needs to go into that genre, then you be the fucking Spike Lee, Steven Spielberg, like Jerry Bruckheimer, like motherfucker in that genre, and make people come want to work for you, you know?
Plus that fucking sappy shit doesn't sell.
I mean, I love romantic comedies, but sometimes I love myself a good, like, action comedy, a good, like, horror comedy.
Well, I mean, like pretentious, like, black and white, 4:3 aspect ratio, tone poems.
Yes, it's very hard right now. Like he said, it's very difficult right now given the political climate that we're in, making political correct jokes. Like, a lot of people are very sensitive on certain topics. Like, back in, like, the 90s, it wasn't that, or like the early 2000s, it wasn't that much of a big of a deal, and people were able to laugh at a joke. Now it's, people are very sensitive, so they can't express
Yeah, but you
themselves.
can still make, like, comedies based around various situations.
Yeah, but so there's always going to be somebody who's going to take offense. So if anything, just fucking do what you got to do. And I mean,
yeah,
a really good director that I think it's Tyler Perry, because he knows the Medea movies and the Medea franchise is like overplayed, but he knows his audience. He knows that that's what his audience wants.
Totally.
So if that's what the audience wants, then work with what your fans and your audience will like.
Yeah, I'd say just do what Maricruz said. She's got some good advice there. Don't worry about what other people are doing. You know, 95% of the people in your class are going to go nowhere with their career. Probably. So you just have to focus on making your shit as good as physically possible, and really just following your heart and following that true inspiration inside of you, because that's the thing that's going to set you apart. If you deny that, or if you try to warp your vision to fit someone else's idea of a good movie, then you're not going to be happy, and you might as well go into finance and work the stock market or something.
Oh my God, you don't want to work the corporate life.
No. You became an artist for a reason, so just follow that.
Your passion. That
original, true passion. Okay, thanks for writing in, Brendan. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching my stuff.
Thanks, Brendan.
Good luck
with everything.
I always see him around, so it's good to read an email from him. All right, we got another email from Bleep. He says, anxiety. Hey, Forrest, writing to you from Florida, the land of the stupid. So I'm 14 and I want to remain anonymous. Oh, shit. I'll bleep.
Oh, my bad.
I'll bleep his name earlier. Little bleep. All right. So now, last year when I was 13, I was really into pot. Like that summer, every time I went to my dad's house, which was every other week, I would smoke a whole bunch with my cousin.
I'm sorry. Did he say, like, he's into, like a pot of plant, or like pot, weed?
No, like bud. Like.
Oh, okay.
That's that gas.
Bleep, you my friend.
Yeah. Well, he's 14, so.
Oh.
I mean, we probably shouldn't be hanging out with him.
We should not.
But we can read his email. Until about the end of the summer, where my dad caught us. Now, after that, 2 weeks later, I hit my dad's pen, and I felt off. I didn't know it then, but I had marijuana-induced depersonalization. Fast forward nearly a year later, I was having problems with my dad for a few months, but I finally went back over there. Then I saw his dab pen, and I relapsed multiple times. Now I'm more depersonalized more than ever. Depersonalization feeds on anxiety, and I heard you say in a recent pod that weed can reduce anxiety. But as someone who can't smoke weed or it'll get worse, what do you suggest for me to try?
Oh, shit.
A fan of 10 years. This guy's been watching me since he was 4.
Wow.
Good times. Yeah, I would say just focus on doing things that are good for your body. Like if you can run,
hike,
exercise, hike, maybe get an animal, like a companion animal.
If you can take care of it. If you can't take care of the companion animal, then...
Yeah, be responsible.
Yeah.
You gotta treat it well. But that could be really good for you. I mean, smoking weed isn't the end-all, be-all. It can help reduce anxiety, but for some people, it can increase their anxiety. So it really depends on the person. And
it depends on your body and how.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had anxiety and depression. I don't know about this dissociation, or what did he say? This
Depersonalization.
Depersonalization.
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not familiar with that term either, but I've had depression and I've had anxiety since I was 14. I'm 27 now. And I feel like there are certain weeds that can help you with that, but there are also people that can't handle the type of weed that can help you with that. There are a lot of CBD options as well. Like
CBD,
kind of like weed, but it doesn't have the THC. It just gives you the side effects of it.
That's actually a good option. Yeah, if you feel like you need to smoke but you don't want to get high necessarily, you can always get CBD, and it kind of will help you relax, but it doesn't have the.
And I also feel like, the
same properties as THC.
It also sounds like he has like a relationship with his dad, because the first time he tried it, didn't he say he did it with his dad's pen?
Yes.
So I feel like maybe be open and talk about your dad, and maybe your dad can give you some advice too on what he's experienced. Communication is key.
Yeah.
And maybe he can help you a little bit.
Making sure that you have supportive friends around you is always a really positive thing. If a lot of your friends are all just smoking weed all the time and they're not getting shit done, then maybe you should consider finding new friends.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of like non-functioning stoners. If you're a functioning stoner, you have a 9 to 5, you have your own place, or you have you're making your money, then I fully support it. But if you're not and you're just being a moocher, then no.
Totally, you got to get rid of those people fast.
ASAP.
Great. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Just for Clicks. Thank you for listening. If you could give the video a like or a sub, that would be very much appreciated. Go check out Mary on what's your social media?
I don't know my social media by memory, but I have a TikTok. So
go follow Mary on TikTok. There's a link in the description. You can also follow my lovely wife Alyssa on Instagram.
Baby mama.
Yep, she's gonna be giving birth in December.
You guys can't see it, but her belly's so cute.
Yeah, it's a really cute belly. The baby's been kicking very hard. It kicks me in the back at night when we sleep together, and she's very powerful in there. So until next time, guys, this has been Just for Clicks, and goodbye.
Bye.